Yo, what's up guys? We are back with a deck profile, highly requested by Raphael Neven, of course one of the best Dutch players. Just the best.
Requested by me, but yeah, sure, I know what you mean.
Of course, requested by the people. You have Dragon Link Brave.
Yes.
So this is, in my opinion, arguably the best deck or one of the best decks of the format. And I know that you have really liked this deck. So yeah, anything you want to say before we go in?
Yeah, so when Brave came out, I say we, by the way, I mean the people I test with, we just been only playing Brave piles, basically. The first one I tested was this one, shout out to Ivan, because naturally this deck just gains a lot from the Brave cards, in my opinion. There are some people in our chat who disagree. They think they are real pure dealing adventures, so okay, but I personally think this deck gains a lot by it. It's definitely not the only deck I'm playing or playing around with, because the Brave cards just add so much to so many decks.
Yeah.
But yeah, this deck is definitely one of the craziest combo decks right now.
Yeah.
I'll just go into it really quickly. First, of course, Brave cards. Until these cards are banned, I'm not gonna play any deck without them because they're just so incredibly stupid. Pretty small. I mean, the normal engine. Some decks I've been thinking about more of this, like in the crazy Elvish combo deck. I might play more of this, but this is of course very standard. Yeah, these cards are amazing. They're really good in decks like these where you actually combo with the cards. I think it's kind of boring and unimaginative if you play them in Prankis or Phantom Knight, when you just use them entire engine to put up one negate.
Yeah.
I don't think these cards are designed to be played like that. So Black Metal is of course the best normal summon in this type of deck, because it doesn't really clash with anything of the Brave cards. You search of course this. Herman said I should play 2 of this, and I've tried it a bit. It's not actually bad, because of course this is not once per turn. So, but it became a little bit too bricky, but the biggest reason was this is already a really big deck. This is over 40 cards, so I just cut it down again, just cut cards. Very small rocket engine for the same reason. You can tutor this out usually with your extra decks monsters anyway, so there's no real reason to play more of any of them. Of course, these are still really broken. One red rose and one rocks rose. In this type of deck, you only need one red rose, because you always tutor it out with Hulk. And then, of course, you play the one spell.
Yeah, so for those that are not familiar with this deck, we're not going to do any combos right now, but basically what it comes down to, you summon this guy with Hulk. When he's used for Synchro Material, you summon Rocks Rose. When Rocks Rose is summoned, you can add Base Rose or Shoot, which is basically a monster reborn. So you use the Adventure stuff, which is level 7 with Red Rose to make Baron. Then you summon Rock Rose, which is a tuner. You then make Shooting Riser, and then you have a reborn as an extender for the full combo.
Yeah, so if you open any way to Hulk or just normal some of this and the Brave stuff, you always have a negate while you're comboing, either Griffin or Baron, and then you have access to Snow by sending it with Riser, and then Riser's low level, so you can make Striker and do pisty stuff with it later. So it's really good in this deck, and yeah, these are not bricks of course because they're dragons, but they're not that good that you wanna open them in this deck. Destrudo, I don't know why they brought this back, but
it's so dumb.
It just makes any 2 dragons Hulk combo, even if they're not tuners of course, because you just search Dragon Ravine with Romulus. Yes, crazy card. Snow. Yeah, this card's fucking dumb. This card's so insane. It dodges effect negation. In this deck especially, it's really broken because you resolve multiple times your opponent's turn, because you would special this, flip them face down, and then you seal tribute this, bounce a card off their field, and then you can snow them again. So and there's almost no deck that can play through double snow. So in this deck specifically, this card shines.
Yeah.
It's also light, so it comes up. So the rest of the deck, the rest of the monsters is a really heavy hand trip lineup. My friend Jordan won a regional this weekend, and he was playing Droplet. And that was the one thing in his list I didn't really like, because Droplet, first of all, is not a monster, and all of these hand traps are, and most of them are noble summonable. and are tuners, so like they have a lot of like aspects of like going to Hulk and stuff. So I was just playing free Ash. This one is of course the safest one because it's good against. It's always live against every deck. And then we have Ogre. I'm considering more Ogres because Ogre is just incredibly good this format because it hits the Brave cards and it also hits the Flunder spell, field spell. The Flunder is actually, I don't know, in my opinion, is quite a scary deck. Some of my friends say it's free, but I think if a good Flunder player goes first, it's incredibly hard to beat them. So I wanted hand traps that cover multiple matchups. That's why I also play Veiler. Because it's good against multiple matches like Flunder and also the combo decks. And all of these have in common, well, these are also lights for Chaos Space, which is why I prefer them much more than like a card like Droplet, which going first is always dead, like you're always playing with 4 cards. But these, it comes up actually quite a lot. You use normal summon and you can like trigger Faithful, they're tuners.
Hulk is always so important in this deck as well.
Yes, so like, because Hulk does like almost everything. If you have any other monster to synchro with, like a Rose Dragon, just everything. So I think it's very valuable to play these over like Droplets because there's like normal summonable tuners. I play Gamma. In general, I think Gamma's pretty bad this format because it always just trades with like Griffin. But the bad thing about it is that it's like a more expensive Ogre that's only good when you go second and you have to play a brick for it. However, in this deck there are so many cards that are mandatory to Ash, like Kill Space, the Aqua Water thingy. So it becomes live a lot more, and it's also a light you can like play around with. So because it's a light hand trap, and it's like more live than not than like in other decks, I still want to have it. And then to Nibiru.
Okay.
This is purely like last minute because I know like there was a lot of combo. You could cut this for like either like another Veil or another Ogre and side team them.
What do you think of Lancia?
That was Jordan was playing that in the main deck. And we discussed it today, and he said like it was quite underwhelming because if you shotgun it, for PK for example, can just go Verte Dagda and just not really lose to it if they open well enough. So it's kind of weird when they already know it's active. You kind of that's why you kind of want to like hold it for when they load up the graves with like Cherubini, but that means that you can be like if they start Water Enchantress and you have waited for them to fill up the grave, it's really bad.
Yeah, it's too late.
They already have rights, so like that's why you want to shotgun it, but then it's weird because it's active and they know already. They haven't committed to anything.
Yeah.
So he said it was kind of weird, and I agree. I think it's weird going. It's also not that great against like. The Tangy combo deck because like usually if again you want to shotgun it because you want to play around the Water Enchantress, but if they know it's active they can just do like they can really adjust their plays and just not go for like a Taya play and just so I don't know, like Lancer is very weird for me in the main deck, especially I mean it's really good in the mirror for sure, but that's why I sided. It's like
okay, fair enough.
Yeah, and also like Nip becomes a lot better if you play multiple of these hand traps that hit Griffin.
Yeah.
So otherwise Nip's kind of useless. So Nip only works if you play very heavy hand trap lineup.
Which you do.
Yes. So then for the spells, triple K Space, Broken, the 2 field spells, triple Quick Launch, and Foolish. These are the only cards I really consider playing. All of them are extremely like high impact, and these are just necessary. So.
Yeah. Alright, cool.
Extra was really hard, like because of the new Dark Link that came out, so like it was hard to like make space for stuff. I played Unicorn, Access Code, but sadly I couldn't make space for Masquerena. So this is just like going second to have multiple pushes, which definitely comes up for me. And because you already use a triple burst in your combo, I really wanted to have like another Link free next deck to like Link Climb. So that's why I just made it like over some other cards.
Yeah.
Triple Burst, Hulk of course, Romulus, Seal, Dark Charmer. Oh, this card is amazing. Like it comes up so much. You can steal DPS with it. You can in the mirror you can steal everything with it. So yeah, this card is quite insane right now, and will probably always be until it's like banned or something. I don't think it's bannable. Like Corporal is another card that doesn't come up that much anymore, but I still want to have it. Like I don't know, I wasn't confident enough to like cut it, and going second as well. It's kind of insane.
There are like hands that it can come up really well. Yeah.
Yeah, and going second it can just like turn into a pseudo soul charge. So, but that was usually better when people were playing stuff like Apollosa. While now, for example, the Tenye deck just ends on like synchros most of the time, so it's less live. So this is definitely a card that could be cut maybe in the future. And then these two staple, and then Riser, of course, the combo Baron, and then the other synchros.
Yep. Nice.
Self-explanatory.
All right, cool. So, what do you consider of a side deck this format?
Side deck, first of all, is Prank Tops. It was last minute. This kind of has the same like reason as why I'm not playing Droplet, because this one is actually it's a monster and it's level 7. So I just want to have cards that if I'm not using them as going second card to break stuff with, I want to be able to play with them.
Summon Ash, like Baron, yeah.
Well, you laugh, but like summon Ash can just like be the like an Ash or a Droplet, like Ash being normal summonable can just be the difference between winning or losing.
Yeah.
When you play so many cards like this, like Ash plus Rights is just like a lol. Triple Lancia, because when you're playing against, it's a lot better. And it's one of those high impact flogging cards that just like nowadays those are the only handshots that are really doing anything.
Yeah.
No Joel, because I think when people are playing Brave cards and they have like any tuner access, then Joel doesn't do enough to justify the -1 it is, and Lancia does.
There's not a lot more adding anymore in the game.
Yeah, not enough to like. I mean, there is, but like it just cutting them off for me is just not good enough. It's not the impact's not there.
Yeah.
The third Nib for combo, the third Vader for combo, and Flunder. It's very important, I think, that you have like one of cards against Flunder, because that deck will randomly steal games against you. And then one Token Collector, if you play against a Sword Soul deck, you can just send him a Riser. Because against pure Sword Soul, Snow isn't that great, so like, you can just like interchange it. Triple Lightning Storm. That was the reason I was playing. Yeah, so this is not, again, like something that shines against Flunder. I think it's better than Eveline that matchup, because if I was playing Eveline, but if you Eveline them and they just leave whatever like floor game monster they have out, it can be a lot harder. And also this hits a field spell. In some hands, you don't really care about the monsters. Like if they just open Empen with like field spell, and they're planning to like summon Mega Rise on your turn, hitting the field spell is way more important. Because you can usually, like the Empen on its own is not an issue, because you can usually just combo and put anything in defense. Just make Baron in defense. That's like how I usually play against that. So, but this hitting whatever you need to hit at that moment just makes it way better than usually. Triple Cosmic,
Thunder,
Flunder, Eldritch as well. Like it's just really important right now. And then you can side it against PK for the side stuff. And then Call by the Grave and Regal as the last cards.
All right, solid. So, yeah, what do you think? Good deck.
Brave cards definitely like made a lot of decks very interesting. This deck is very good. I think I did want to like tone it down a bit for card wise, because it's just like sometimes it's kind of bricky. But I definitely feel like the Brave cards have a spot in this deck. Quick shout outs to WAF, Team Jobber, Duelist Academy, and my store now in FTG, Cardmarket.
Link in the description.
Yes.
All right, cool. Yeah, thank you for the quick feature. And yeah, guys, if you want to see any combos with this deck, then make sure to comment and subscribe and like the video so we can get working on that. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Raphael, for the deck profile, and see you guys in the next one.